Alright guys, welcome back. Here we go, right into our third matchup of the day. We've got Carbon taking on Mindplay. Should be quite the match for you guys, but nonetheless we are looking forward to see if Mindplay can sort of claw their way back up the leaderboard, which today, Carbon, they've climbed their way into a first place tie currently, and as we go into this first round, it is going to be interesting to see how this one unfolds.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing how they do this because half of Mindplay is ex-Carbon members, so it's going to be a good game nonetheless to watch.
Starting it off, AYRIN does get the first pick. It's going to be Famous going down. AYRIN, though, just on 1 HP after the engage. Unfortunate way for Famous to fall. Always frustrating for someone to make it out with just a single hit of health, but that could make all of the difference here for the boys of Mindplay in round number 1. So far, though, they still don't have any map control really just yet. They're trying to fight their way up mid and B tunnels, but Superman, he's going to be standing in the way here, going to put some pressure on Dakota, who will go down. Michaeldrk goes for the repeat, but still no success just yet on controlling these B tunnels. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be Carbon losing some HP on the likes of Superman. That flash, though, going to be devastating here. Superman not going to make it, though, as AYRIN rotates in for support, and that 1 HP making, again, all of the difference here. He finds the pick onto Superman, and now has to wait for the rotations here. Carbon, though, stacking all remaining players towards B, as we do have Solo in the mix here as well.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Solo got back from wherever he was. Unfortunately, Mindplay still down a man as Game 2 is currently not, I don't believe he's in the country currently, so we have a Remy stepping in for him.
So Solo going to be rocking in today. We'll see what he can do, but nonetheless, it's going to be a push towards this A bomb side. Kai's, though, spots it out. He's going to get the pop flash there. Solo goes down, but Michaeldrk there for the trade. So things looking good still for Mindplay in round number 1. Carbon going to be put to the test here as the bomb should go down. But again, the player with 1 HP making all the difference. AYRIN can now play on the lurk, get behind them, and with 1 HP, doesn't have to worry about getting sprayed down right away. Remy takes down one. AYRIN right behind to potentially take down Rek, but it's not going to matter. Remy seals the deal. That's a beautiful 2K for him. And Carbon find themselves in a numbers down situation in the first round, and it goes to Mindplay.
Now, Port's definitely one of those maps where, as a Blacklist, if you can claw yourself 3 or 4 rounds, you've already gone well and beyond your expectations. Typically, the average score is about 7-2 to 6-3 for the Blacklist side, on the ladder, of course. So if Mindplay can keep this sort of level of play up, get themselves to 4 rounds, they're in a very premier position to take this first map and port away.
Right now, Remy, though, very low, 21 HP, but Carbon still in a position where they need to capitalize and tie things up quickly before things get out of hand. Meanwhile, we do have AYRIN sneaking his way onto the A-bomb site, but do they know he's already made it across? Rek gets the spot, but will the A-top player Kai's be able to assist, or will he just go down to the fire? He's taken down by Michaeldrk. That's a big opening now. Carbon left in a very tight spot as their A has been exposed, but AYRIN not able to hold on to that back GR spawn wall. Goes down, but Remy gets the trade still, and this is where it's going to be these guys on the Blacklist side from Mindplay coming out on top. They're consistently trading, but this time around, Famous ruins that opportunity. A great peek from the top of A connector there, takes down Remy. And now the HP advantage slightly in the hands of Carbon, but not by a lot, as this push is going to come through fast onto the B bomb site. Brando has to hold on, but the flash actually going to hit Coda as well, so he has to stall this one down. Solo finds one on the rotation, though. And again, Mindplay find themselves with a slight advantage. Coda, though, can't capitalize. It's up to Michaeldrk. He does tag up Famous. It's Colt versus AK here, but Michaeldrk has one disadvantage. The bomb is down here, but there's AKs all around it. Doesn't matter. It's not going to happen. Almost a big play with that Colt, but Famous holds on, and Carbon ties it up.
Yeah, right there. That was a great rotation coming out from Carbon. There are numbers down. They rotated a little too heavy towards the A site. Famous playing the great position up into AC. Instantly was able to get that trade onto Bridge, onto Remy. And then from there, they just slowly circled in, kind of like a cobra strangling its prey.
Starting this round off, though, AYRIN going to go quickly for mid control. Remy going to take a hit of damage there, down to 77 from some spray in mid. Rek just going to be through that smoke, shooting for some possible lurkers in mid. Famous, though, he's going to go for the aggro. Jumps onto the mid ledge, peeks Remy mistakenly, so he'll go down. It's going to be a 5-on-4 again for Carbon, losing the early player advantage. This seems to be a consistent problem so far. They get a little bit overzealous at the start of the round, and then they end up in a tight spot here. Meanwhile, though, Mindplay doing a great job so far of picking apart this defense, making them peek them one by one, and really giving them a shot at taking these early round advantages. Brando going to be forced to rotate off that utility usage towards B. Bomb still in the tunnels, not committed onto site just yet. Solo going to be looking for a potential shot onto the back of site here, but it is going to be a pretty passive setup on B coming out from Carbon. Rek, though, finds one in mid. AYRIN trades with a kill onto Kai. Still, the numbers advantage is held by Mindplay. Brando, Superman, and Rek, though, have to respond quickly to this potential B push coming out. Remy and Solo both find frags, and this should be all but lost for Carbon at this point. Rek left alone, 1v4. Not a lot he's going to be able to do except try and maybe get lucky with some isolated 1v1s here. Remy going to be playing on the corner of the staircase, just waiting for him to cross the line of vision. Everybody's going to be able to peek off that. Coda cleans it up nicely, and just like that, Mindplay, they keep themselves on top with some nice trade presence.
Yeah, absolutely. They were able to get complete map control of the mid and B site simply by getting that mid control. They were able to explode out from BC, get the trade onto Kai's. I believe they sacrificed Remy or DRK for him, and then instantly pinched down onto Brando and Famous holding site, and Rek was way out none the wiser at A barn.
Now, Carbon really needs to be careful in this one. They've been losing these early round picks. Now is their chance to try and end that. AYRIN, though, again, how is he doing this time and time again? He sneaks his way onto A, and Kai's, he needs to be ready for this more than he has been. He gets the kill. He shouldn't have even had one there, but Famous, fortunately, there to trade. But AYRIN, he's just been taking away kills based on Kai's sort of almost too safe of an approach on holding this A bomb site from A top. So now it's going to be a 4-on-4, which should give the Blacklist a little bit of an advantage. Carbon's number is going to be spread just slightly thin, and they're going to have to decide what bomb site they commit their presence towards. But this time around, it looks like they're going to put their attention mainly towards this B bomb site. Only one solo player holding down this A, but it is going to be Famous. Interestingly enough, though, he's going to be sniping this time around. We did see him do some work with it back at CFS. I haven't seen him bring it out in CFCL too much just yet, but it could be a good time for him to do so here, especially against the likes of Mindplay. Rek, though, finds one. Famous, he has to hold off this push. That flash, though, going to be devastating. Remy and Solo with a chance to take him down off of it, but they don't capitalize quickly enough. But it doesn't matter. Famous, he's not able to hold on. Brando, though, comes through for the trade, but Carbon's still in a good spot. Brando gets two. Brando holding onto this A-bomb site nicely, leaves Solo alone, who will go down to Superman there. So Brando, good rotation there, holds on for his team, and just like that, we're all tied up again.
Yeah, it definitely seems like right now Carbon's kind of struggling a little bit. You have Brando really stepping up for his team, but they just seem to be struggling on the rotations. They're a little over-rotating. Kai's is just being completely demolished by AYRIN now. AYRIN has his number pinned. Really want to see from Carbon right now is a little bit less of an over-rotation. Try to set your team up to hold a little bit better, and just force more like funnel picks. Like, you don't need to be going for aggression right now because you're missing a lot of your shots.
And again, we see Kai's sort of left to his own devices here on this A-bomb site. He does have a little bit of support from the close bridge peak from Famous there, but still, they have to be careful. Their weak point on the side of Carbon has 100% been Kai's ability to spot and stall these A pushes. And AYRIN, he's snuck his way out of mid and A literally every single round here to find at least one. So now we're going to see what more they can do. Remy, though, this time around, he's going to be the one listening for that intel over towards the A-bomb site. Meanwhile, Solo, he's going to try and challenge a potential pick here outside of the B barn, but no one's going to be directly peeking it. Once again, we do see Carbon playing very reserved on their global risk setup. Looks like AYRIN and Coda, though, are ready to potentially go for a mid-sneak play here. They're going to go right through. Brando spots AYRIN, but doesn't actually go for the shot, trying to play the long game here. Famous comes through the support, and they just funnel right in. Carbon doing a great job of holding that mid push off and grabbing all three frags in the process. Solo left with Michaeldrk here. We'll see what these guys can do. Both snipers in hand as well. Not a very likely situation to come out on top of. With both snipers in hand, they're not going to be able to push a site very aggressively unless they just go pick by pick here. But they may have just fallen into a difficult position as Michaeldrk wants to challenge a site with 3 players on it all alone. That's not going to work. He notices quickly that is a tough situation to try and go into. He's going to pull back. Solo, meanwhile, he's going to be trying to challenge his way towards A, where they've already rotated off. Again, Carbon, a little bit of an over-rotation there, but they do still keep Kai's on the cross. Solo sneaks past, misses the shot, though. He has to go for the re-peek, and this is where he'll fall. Brando, again, coming through with those rotations from the global risk spawn. He's been one of the keys here, and Carbon holding on with some solid rotation from him.
Yeah, right now they're definitely playing a lot better, at least that last past round. Right now, it sort of seems like Mindplay on the blacklist side is kind of really predictable right now. You have AYRIN B hopping up mid every round. You have Remy and Solo just sort of peeking A long, and then Coda and DRK occasionally peeking the B long, and eventually just pushing up it. So if they can just try and change up their gameplay a little bit, be a little bit more aggressive, or be a lot more passive and try to bait Carbon into being aggressive. Either way, it's going to work for them as long as they can stick to it and execute properly.
Right now, though, Mindplay has their eyes set on this A execution. Kai is, again, being exposed many rounds as someone who can falter in his footing. AYRIN catches Famous with his gun sticking out, but still can't connect the shot. Famous fortunately able to react and get that spray down. 5-on-4 situation. They're going to be forced back here off of A. The rotations come through. Brando, Famous, and Kai's already close by here, as well as Rex. So it's really just going to be one person, which is Superman, of course, playing safe here on B, but still not someone you want to try and walk into. Even when he's alone, he is a major threat here. Right now, though, Mindplay, they have to make a decision soon where they want to attempt to at least get a pick here. They're playing a little bit too reserved, but Solo, he gets spotted in mid by Rek. And this is where Solo has to try and find his way into a pick, or he has to move quickly out of this position. Looks like he wants to go for the challenge pick onto Rek. Coda finds one onto Superman, but Rek takes down Solo. And now they're going to be forced onto this B bomb site. Michaeldrk a little bit behind, so Coda just tries to get some spray through the wall, gives away the position, but doesn't actually commit to the push. They're going to go for a full revert here and see if they can run their way back towards A. Michaeldrk already popping up into AC, though. We'll see if they can find their way onto the side. Still, Kai's not a lot of impact from A top yet, and he rotates way too early off. They're going to go for a gamble and rotate B here, but it's mistakenly so. Again, Carbon with the over-rotation gives up a bomb site completely. 30 seconds on the clock, and A site is all for the taking here. And Mindplay are going to have a chance to hold on to it now in a situation where the bomb site could have been defended. Now 4-on-3 for the retake here. Some counter flash is going to come from the global risk spawn, but still there is a chance to hold on here if Remy and Michaeldrk can play the positioning properly, but no, it's not going to matter. Rek just dives right in there. Famous cleans it up, and just like that, it's going to be another round for Carbon.
Yeah, right now, like, even though Carbon had a great retake, they still misplayed there by doing that gamble on that full rotate over. They could have easily defended the site. However, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you make a misplay on your rotations, as long as you still get the W at the end. And that's what's mattering right now, is they, even though they made a mistake, they were able to recover and completely demolish the retake. It's 4-0 sweep with no losses.
This time, though, Mindplay, they want the aggro play on SB bomb side. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Mindplay, though, still holds on and wins the exchange to take the bomb side. Kai's and Famous now left for the retake. This could be a good chance for Kai's to show us what he's made of here. It has been pretty quiet so far on the map, but now the retake potential is there. Solo's low. Remy and Michaeldrk going to be split in position. Famous and Kai's both peeking together from the GR spawn. It's not going to matter at all. Michaeldrk spots them both through the edge of the smoke there. And just like that, Mindplay just one away from a tie again.
Absolutely. And right now, you're definitely seeing the power of Mindplay. They're able to force the way onto site, get the frags, and hold on. Now, right now, Mindplay's in a good position being at 4-3. If they can get into a 5-4 situation, they're in a great place to take this map once again. The Global side is the clear favorite for Port, at least in the NA current meta.
Here we have it, though. It is going to be a bit of a slow pace here taken from Carbon. They do have one player, though, getting a little antsy here over towards A long. It's going to be Rek, who's already pushed up, commits to the fight, but Solo wins it. That is going to be a nice trade. Again, nobody going for the support as well. Carbon going for solo pushes aggressively. Not necessarily the best decision you can make here, especially when you're trying to hold on to the lead. 4-3 the score, though. Now a great chance to tie for Mindplay here, as Rek will go down early on. Mindplay, though, the bomb yet to commit. It's still going to be sitting down here towards their spawn bridge. AYRIN again playing up close and mid, as he likes to do here. He's going to throw the pop nade over to do some damage onto Famous there. Doesn't really do a whole lot, though. And now AYRIN, his position going to be slightly compromised by that nade. Meanwhile, Solo still trying to work over on these picks towards A long. Remy just going to be playing safe for support in mid, and Coda going to be working for a potential pick over towards B Barnes. Superman, though, wants to go for the challenge here. They spot each other. Superman now stuck and isolated. He goes for the peek again, but Coda cannot connect the shots to save his life there. He had many opportunities to hit that, but unfortunately only going to do about half damage. Superman still getting out alive. And now Mindplay left with the decision on where they want to go, but it looks like we're going to see 3 coming out of A connector here. And again, the pressure going to be thrown onto these 2 A players. Mindplay knows exactly what the weak point is, and it's this A side hold from Kais. He's been unsuccessful time and time again here, and again, Kais will fall without a pick. Brando picks up 2, though, and this has been the key to Carbon staying alive, really, on this A bomb site, where Brando's rotations, he grabs 2, and now leaves it all up to Remy. Superman, though, he's still going to be playing the cheeky spot here. Now he drops under bridge. He's going to have to make his move quickly. Remy, though, if he goes for the plant, he's going to be in a position where Superman could sneak up. He pops just around the corner in time. Superman's seen his head. He knows he has to be on the right side or dropped down. So good information for Superman. But now both players have spotted one another. Remy has to play careful. Tries to go up the ladder mistakenly. So, though, Superman baits him into that one. And that's going to be a 2v4 from Brando and Superman to keep Carbon on top.
Yeah, right now, Brando is really stepping up for Carbon. He is really the sole factor of why they're able to prevent any sort of A dominance from Mindplay. Kais is playing extremely weak with 1 frag in 8 rounds. If he maintains this status and gets 1 frag in the entire first half, I honestly think that's the worst anyone's ever played for Carbon in the half so far in this month of CFCL. That is one level of play that you really don't expect from Kais, especially after his dominating performance versus Penta earlier in the day.
Yeah, Kai is in a position where he just needs to change something up. He's playing very predictable with his A-top presence here. Might even be more beneficial for him to go back to the AK at this point. He just hasn't been hitting the long-range shots, and when things get up close with that sniper in his hands, he just doesn't seem to react well to those situations lately. So definitely would like to see him change things up a bit. But the rest of Carbon playing decently well across the board. They have that 5-3 lead. Brando and Superman saving the last couple rounds for them, but now this is a big one here. 6-3 versus 4-5 makes a huge difference on rounds for Mindplay. If they can get that 4th round, they're just going to be 1 away from tying it, and a good global risk start, they'll be right at a tie if they can close out this final round and start the second half, off pretty strong. So now we'll see where they decide to commit this bomb. Again, though, we see Mindplay split up quite a bit. AYRIN always going mid or A connector here. So AYRIN playing a bit predictably as well, but we'll see if he can capitalize on these peaks. He's been a little bit quiet here in the past couple rounds, but Remy and Michaeldrk have stepped it up a bit, so we'll see what happens. Right now, Remy going to be a little bit antsy, potentially peeking out mid here. But again, Carbon, they're just playing the clock here. They're going to force them to make a mistake and go for the push. Famous going to be supporting Kais again. Brando always has his eyes towards A. He knows the A has been nothing but a struggle, to say the least here, especially for Kais, who has just been unsuccessful with these A picks. This time around, though, we'll see if he can make it happen. Kais, this is his opportunity to prove himself once again. He's had so many chances on these A pushes. Famous stalls with a kill onto AYRIN. Still, Kais has to make it happen. Misses the shot A long. Still missing the shots. Kai's now down to 3 HP. He's going to be forced off. Remy in a tight spot. Kais finally manages to get one, but it's going to be too little too late. The steamroller comes through, and A bomb site has been lost once again. Superman and Rek now on the retake. Brando goes down already on the rotation, so it's a 2-on-3. Mindplay looking confident to potentially take this final round. Nice flash comes over the top onto bridge, and now Superman and Rek, they're going to force their way up the GR spawn. They got stuck on each other there for a minute. Stalled them just a little bit. Remy gets one. Now it's all on Superman. Can he get the 1v3? It's not going to happen, though. Michaeldrk gets the nice little Colt peek, and that's going to be a 1-round half. Not quite what Carbon was probably hoping for going into this one, and it's really still anyone's for the taking as we go into our second half.
Yeah, right now, out of any situation that could have gone right for Mindplay, this is near the best situation possible. 5-4 gameplay on the blacklist side of port, especially against a powerhouse team like Carbon, is a great performance. As long as they can maintain this level of play, they can lock down their sights and don't allow Kais to start popping off, they will easily take this map. I'm predicting if they can maintain all those sort of necessary precautions and meet those conditions, they should take this map about 10-8.
Coda finds the first, so Mindplay on track to start this half at a tie. They have the early round advantage now. Rek being down, definitely a key player to get off the table early for the side of Carbon. Now 4-on-5. Carbon, they have no sort of commitment just yet, and they're playing pretty parallel to actually what we saw coming out of Mindplay. Brando's going to be playing the style of AYRIN, getting control of those tunnels and getting his way pushed up mid. Kai's going to be stuck here along with Superman, but Famous, he's going to drop down and try and support this potential A peak. But the main difference is you don't have Kai's on A top. You have Michaeldrk, who's consistently a much stronger hold on this A top. He has the support already there on the corner. And Michaeldrk, he's able to stall and force them back. Now the rotation's going to come through, and they're going to be forced to pick up this bomb and potentially go all the way back to B. We'll see if they double back to A, but it looks like Superman's going to grab it and start working his way towards the B tunnels. Coda, though, he's going to be the only one directly on site so far, so he has to make sure he locks this one down. He's going to be challenged by 2 from Barn. Getting ready to peek right onto him. Coda going to be playing behind the headshot box here. He does eat just the end of that flash. Still has a chance to peek here. He's going to have a counter flash of his own that pops out, and the rotation has come through as well. Solo going to be playing on the corner box now, and there is some chance for them to hold on. They've already rotated 3 on the side. Carbon has stalled this push way too long, and they just run right into a death trap. Famous finally finds a frag, but it's not going to be enough. It's a 4-on-1 for Brando, and AYRIN cleans it up with the sniper. And again, we see AYRIN being sort of the off sniper for Mindplay time and time again has come up to be pretty valuable.
Yeah, if you remember from last week against Penta, AYRIN was actually scoping against the likes of FaZe on Black Widow and was doing it with enormous success. So it's really nice to see that he's such a versatile player. And right there, Carbon misplayed that terribly. Like you had said, they delayed that push way too long. Mindplay knew exactly where they were, and they just executed poorly.
Now Michaeldrk gets the opener. Rek goes down to the nades, and again you see Michaeldrk having much stronger success, even though they're playing the same setup Carbon was towards A, just 1 close support and 1 A top. Michaeldrk definitely much stronger with his positioning here on how he plays A top. He's also using his utility a lot more effectively as well, getting the nade kill there and just putting a little bit of extra pressure onto this A long corner. He doesn't generally go for the wide peaks as often as we saw Kai's in the first half. He just likes to play the sort of close-knit corner on that long peak. Meanwhile, though, Kai's takes down AYRIN in mid. Superman finds another, and now Carbon find themselves a potential opening here to swing at a bomb site. Right now, it looks like they kind of want to go back to A here, though. They've already got a couple players working up here. Superman and Connector, Brando A long, but Kai's, he is nowhere to be seen, and the bomb is down as well. Kai's, he has to go help escort this bomb into A, and again, Kai's a little bit behind where he needs to be in this situation. Superman now has to go pick up the bomb himself. Kai's still trying to fight in mid, and Brando, he's going to group up for support. So now they are in this as 1 full unit, and it's just a matter of where they want to challenge. Coda knows that they're going to be trying to force this issue, though. Superman takes him out, and now it is all about the response from Mindplay on this one. Both players isolated, but actually we do see Solo sneaking all the way around, so they could have a chance to pinch this bomb site if it does indeed go B. So Solo going to be working his way up the B tunnels. Michaeldrk just going to be stalling for the team retake from the GR spawn. They have to be careful on this one, but Michaeldrk knows what he needs to do. He goes for the AK. The smart decision here, you don't really want to be rushing in for a retake with that AWM in your hands. Now the flash and utility comes through on him, but they don't really seem to be too sure that Solo is coming from behind. So Solo has to move now, but it's already too late. Michaeldrk is down, and it's a 3v1, 14 seconds on the clock. He's been spotted now by 2 players, and Superman cleans it up. A nice quad kill from Superman to keep Carbon on top here.
Yeah, right now it's definitely evident that Superman just backpacked Carbon to that last round. He was the one getting all the frags, opening up the entire map for them, and that's the power of a complete superstar player. You know, even though they were out-positioning them, Superman just outshot the entirety of Mindplay. And honestly, their key mistake there was not grouping up early on and having Solo fall off the beat a little early.
Solo, a little bit of a misplay there. He looked right at someone and then ended up getting killed. So now it is still going to be a solid retake in the making, though. 2 very low players. That nade might actually take down one of them. Some nice nades come out, but still, oh, they just barely miss. Famous Rek and Kai's, they get the bomb down, but at what a devastating cost here. Famous and Rek are low, so Kai's, he's going to be the hero of the day, but no, Famous, he's already hot on the flank. He's found 2. Michaeldrk can't connect on the shot, finally takes him down. It's a 2v2. Rek and Kai's trying to keep the dream alive. AYRIN finds 1. Rek's alone with 2 HP, but he could still do this. 15 seconds on the clock. Michaeldrk, can he do it for his team? Rek alone. 10 seconds. Rek, all he has to do is stall, and it's going to work. He gets the headshot. Beautiful play from Rek to keep this one alive. 3 kills on the post plant.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Solo there really misplayed by not getting that frag when he looked right at somebody there. And that honestly could have costed them around there. It really looks like right now that Mindplay doesn't know how to retake their A site back from Carbon. Famous, though, he had a really nice play there by pushing up, getting that double kill, really stopped the momentum from any sort of really aggressive retake from Mindplay and gave them a huge advantage, making it a 2v2.
Now we do see Slow play from Carbon at the start here, but it looks like they are grouping up for a 4-1 play towards A. They're going to have their utility ready and all, but Michaeldrk, he's going to be back on A. They had solo there last time around. He didn't have a lot of success, but Michaeldrk, he knows how to play this angle pretty well. Gets the flashes out for the delay. Now gets the drop down onto Rek. Very well played here. He switches to the AK as well. He could actually hold on to this all by himself. Finds the second. Gets the triple kill. Very well played from Michaeldrk. And a good A player makes all the difference on this map. Last player going to be Superman right under him. Can he get all four? He's just going to have him stuck here under it. He's going to go for the combat X kill, but it doesn't matter. AYRIN gets the support frag there. Michael goes down, but it doesn't even matter. Brilliant A hold from him to keep Mindplay on this one.
Absolutely. And you know right now Kais has to be taking notes from Michaeldrk, watching how he positions himself, so that way he can learn a little bit better, so he doesn't have such a poor performance like he did in the last half moving forward into his future career. Now, as we're looking at this, we need to also mention that right now, Remy is sort of, I don't know, he's just not playing nearly as passive as he was last game.
That is true, but this time around, Carbon, they have the opening on B. That's already 3 picks on the table. Rek takes down another. Michaeldrk is already alone, so Mindplay, they are not ready for that fast B, and that's going to leave Michaeldrk in a position where he really just has to try and frag out here. Somehow finds 2, but Rek saving the day once again for his team before it goes south. That's going to be another one on the board for Carbon. 8-6 here on map number 1, if you guys are just tuning in. We still have 2 maps in total in the series, so another one on the way, but Carbon, they're leading the charge now again.
Yeah, right now Rek and Superman are fully awake, famous in double digits. They're playing phenomenally well, even though Kais is only at 3 frags. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Mindplay, whose solo right now is playing way under his skill level. He's at 5 frags, and he's the kind of player where he's normally in double digits, leading the front for his team.
So far, though, the control of B tunnels again given up to Carbon, but this time there's not going to be any contest coming out from Mindplay. They just want to try and hold on and close out this match. And Mindplay, they still have a chance to do so. It's not out of their reach just yet, but they definitely have to anchor down now and make sure their sight holds are nothing but perfect. Solo finds the opener on to Rek. AYRIN has to get at least 1 here before he goes down. It's not going to happen. Kais finally switching to that AK, and it pays off. 2 kills on the entry. Superman comes up from behind, grabs another solo, and Remy now alone in the 2v3, but they've already found kills. The 2v4 down to a 2-on-2. Remy's still looking for more. Kais gets too greedy, gets taken down by the Colt. It's going to be a 2v1. Brando, can he be the hero of the day for his team once again? He takes down Remy, and it's all down to the 1v1. Can he click it for the win? We'll see. He fakes it, and now time is of the essence, but Brando baits him right in, and again, being the savior of his team here in these late round situations.
Yeah, right now it's definitely evident that Brando is sort of the clutch king for Carbon. Even though everyone else on the team is phenomenal, in this pressure situations, he's the player you want on the scoreboard. He's the one you want in those situations, because he shows up time and time again.
Starting this one off, Coda gets the 2-piece, shuts down the early push, but still Carbon finds a way to steamroll out onto the bomb side here. It's going to be a 3v3. Bomb gets planted now. Solo, Remy, and Michaeldrk left for the retake. We saw them almost pull it off last round, but now they have an extra player in the mix as well, so the potential is there. But Brando, so good in these post-plant situations, but he's going to be taken down now. Mindplay only have 1 player in their way, and it's going to be Superman. Could he win it right here and now for his team, though? Superman misses the collateral spray down. Michaeldrk holds on. That's his 17th frag of the game, and they're going to get this one and potentially take us into overtime if they can put just 2 more up.
Yeah, as long as Mindplay can reach a level of play where they're sort of no longer making all the basic mistakes like they're currently doing, they will send this into overtime, because they've shown that they are able to hold their A site as long as, you know, they're playing it properly, and they rotate pretty well. It's just they don't know how to retake A site, and that's the biggest issue right here.
And here comes the gamble as well, paying off for Mindplay. They go for the 2-man push A long. They take down Superman right away. That's a key player already out of the mix here, but Kais, he stepped it up last round, got 2 entries with that AK. If he can keep that kind of play up, he's going to be putting his team in a much better situation than what he was able to bring to the table with that sniper in his hands. Michaeldrk, again, though, going to be playing the delay game here on A, but he just almost lost it there. I thought he was actually going to fall there, but unfortunately, they're not able to get that pick from Carbon. But Mindplay, they're keeping the dream alive here. They're holding on, and they're trying to take this one into overtime as best as they can. The rotation's now going to come through. 3 players now on the mid bridge. They're going to be working their way potentially back here into the B tunnels. So far, things have definitely been slowed down, though. They're trying to shift their way actually under the mid-bridge, and this is a very risky decision because I'm pretty sure Michaeldrk spotted one of them here. He's going to fall off and get support from his team as well. They know exactly what's happening here. Now it's all about the response from Mindplay. Coda, he is the key factor here. He knows exactly what's happening. He just has to play the positioning right. AYRIN finds one on the rotation, but it's not going to matter. They're going to try and collapse their way back onto A, and this is actually a crucial mistake. There was only one player on B, and it's Coda. He takes down Kais, who is all alone, and Rek is now left with nothing to do here. No HP, and he goes down. So Carbon just almost second-guessing themselves too long there on that mid-push.
Absolutely. Once again, they hesitated a little bit too long on a push. We saw it earlier when they tried to push B site, and they got completely mowed down. We saw it again here when they kind of slowed the guns when they got into Candy Cane and didn't commit. They need to learn how to commit a little bit better against teams like Mindplay. Don't play so casual. Like that's honestly what I feel like is the issue here. They're playing a little too casual.
And now AYRIN gets the opening pick onto Famous, and this is a chance at overtime. Definitely a reality here on the table now for these guys to hold on to. Mindplay, they've done a great job. This would be 3 rounds in a row to swing back into overtime, and with how they've been looking, this is the team that can maybe even take it away from them in overtime. And Carbon, after their win against Penta today, they don't want to be losing any maps at all. They don't want to risk giving up that chance at the #1 spot once again. Superman, though, trades back onto AYRIN. Rek gets low in the process, but still, it's anyone's round for the taking with Carbon, desperately wanting to hold on and close this one in regulation. Rek going to be put up into AC here, but Solo, he's actually going to be the one on the top of A now. Interesting swap here, as they have 2 snipers in this final round here. Solo has to be careful, though. He's going to have to rotate with it, but Remy, he's going to be watching for that potential Harvey jump play. Rek, he's going to be alone in A connector, just playing for the lurk as the bomb looks to get its way out onto B. All 3 remaining players are going to be out here trying to make that happen. Coda, though, he may eat a nade here. Not actually going to do enough damage. Coda just crouched behind in this corner box. If it would have been headshot, that would have been a devastating nade, but he makes the decision to just play a little bit back from what he was used to. The bomb, though, is falling off. Interesting decision here. And it looks like he's going to be forced to move back in. They want to go for this commitment on the B-bomb side take. Little do they know, the full team has rotated in position to prepare for a B-side execution. So, great read coming out from Mindplay. Now all they have to do is hold on as soon as the site hit comes through, but they've stalled this one out so long. Mindplay almost second-guesses themselves. The flash comes out just a hair late from Remy, but he gets the headshot through the smoke, and that may just be enough here. Kais, he's trying to hold on from behind the boxes with Rek, the last player alive now on the lurk. Superman and Kais both going down there, and now Rek 21 HP in a dream to close this map for his team. 10 seconds to plant the bomb, though. The flash comes out at the perfect time, and Coda finishes this one off in regulation with another round for Mindplay. That's overtime now on the table, and that's where we're going here. Not quite how I expected this one. Carbon, they played so well in the first half, but the second half, they just weren't able to capitalize.
I feel like that's sort of the name of the game with Carbon these days. Like, if we really watch and look back at some of the past matches we've casted of them, that seems to be the case. They play good in half of the match, and the other half of the match they either get dominated or they're just unable to respond. And I don't know if it's just them trying to adapt and it not working, or exactly what's going on through their minds, or if they're just playing a little casual and trying not to reveal everything they have planned for the national finals later on this year. But it just feels like they've gone from being a sort of methodical team to a more momentum-based team, and that to me is a little worrisome, because teams, once they get stopped, they're done.
One important thing to consider, though, is Carbon in overtime. A completely new monster. We saw them against Get Bricked last week in overtime just flip the switch and steamroll their way into both overtime victories. So Carbon, they definitely know how to perform under pressure, but now this is the time to step up. We'll see if any adjustments are made from Kais, and he definitely has to play this one differently in OT if he wants to win it out for his team. He's going to be rocking the sniper, though. He's playing it a little bit more safe than usual, but the fight is going to go down in mid. Superman getting down to just 5 HP as Remy and Famous trade out with deaths. So, actually, Carbon losing their advantage in mid on that fight. Superman getting out alive makes it a little bit better, but still a nice HP advantage now in the hands of Mindplay. This could be their round for the taking here, and if they put up at least a round here in this half, the potential is definitely there for Mindplay to walk away with the win here on map number 1. Now we have Solo going to be sneaking into AC. Michaeldrk goes down to Rex, so now things a little bit more even across the board. And Superman with 5 HP still could make an impact here as well. We saw AYRIN earlier in the first just do a lot of work as well. But the low HP, it's always risky. You have to play the safe positions. Meanwhile, though, it is going to be 2 players sneaking onto this bomb site here. Solo just watching for the flank from mid, but they have to win this fight to challenge on the bomb site. Brando going to drop Pit. Superman Pit as well. This is their chance to take it over. They win in a 2-on-1. Now it's down to a 2v2, but Coda has to stay alive for Solo to get into a nice position. Solo gets the flank in time, and that's going to be a beautiful round going the way of Mindplay. Solo playing the patience game again quite well, puts his team back on top.
Yeah, that was a great flank coming out from Solo. Now, I will say I still personally believe that Brando is a slightly better lurk than Solo. However, that was just great positioning and a great stall by Coda. He completely had the attention of Carbon and allowed Solo to get behind and secure the round for his team. And that's exactly what you need to be doing in these high-pressure situations.
And starting this one off, it's going to be Rek and Remy, the first to fall in that mid-exchange. Right now, though, Mindplay in the more favorable position once again on Blacklist. Even numbers if you're under your 5. It's always going to favor that Blacklist side just a bit because you force those global risk players to reposition themselves and almost a little bit commit to holding one bomb site over another, or they have to give up mid. So right now it is going to be a tough decision for Carbon what they want to put their focus on, because if they do leave Kai's alone on A, you risk Kai's running into the same struggles he did in regulation. He's playing it pretty similarly as well. He hasn't changed much of his playstyle going into overtime, so he still could be someone they exploit easily over towards this A bomb site, though Famous, he's going to be playing a little bit differently. He played Cubby a lot in regulation. This time he's just going to be playing the flash peek on the back fence wall of Global Risk Spawn. The bomb, though, still not committed either way just yet. Mindplay, again, going to be throwing a player to just watch for the rotations up in mid. This time it's going to be Solo, just calling that intel for his team based on the movements these players are making around him. AYRIN, this time he's going to be sniping with Michaeldrk, so that is a key factor to keep in mind. They both have their sights on mid and take down Brando, and there you have it. That's going to be the opening they needed. Now it's all about the execution here. Mindplay, if they put up 2 rounds here, this could be big, but they have to be careful. Superman, he is already over here pushing out, but Michaeldrk is ready and prepared. Gets another big pick for his team. Kai's and Famous, the last 2 alive. And both of these guys have definitely had some struggles throughout the day. Famous, though, playing pretty solid on this map so far. Kai's, though, he's the one who needs to step up here. We'll see what he can do. Makes the smart decision to pull out the AK, but now he has to show up big time because Famous is down to 20 HP. Kai's, he's going to be the decider here on this round. Otherwise, Mindplay, they're going to walk away with it, but that flash is devastating. Completely blinding on both players, and now they're going to be forced into a corner here. Solo takes down Famous. It's all on Kai's in a 1v3, and it's not looking very likely here for Carbon to take this one away in overtime. 2 rounds on the board now. Carbon still with no answers in overtime. Definitely not what we would expect from Carbon in an OT situation here.
Absolutely. We're definitely seeing how, even though Carbon is a completely different team while in overtime, Mindplay is really stepping up in their overtime pressure situations as well. If we look at it here, Michaeldrk almost aced the last team by himself. He got 4 frags. As a scope, that's beyond impact plays at that point.
Now we see Carbon in a tight spot here. If they do not win this round, overtime should surely be going into the hands of Mindplay. Global Risk, with 3 round opportunities, there's almost no way you're not going to snag one of those. So Carbon, they really need to put the stall on here and now if they don't want Mindplay to take away map number 1, because even though it was tied at the end of regulation, they still end this with a 4-point spread if they take overtime uncontested, which would be a huge buffer for Mindplay to swing back up the leaderboards here and take Carbon down quite a bit. So now here we have it. It is going to be Mindplay, again, playing the clock, trying to make Carbon go for those mistaken peaks and give them some chance at an advantage here on this round. Solo going to be teaming up with AYRIN for this potential mid-peak. They know that there could be a player on one of these back walls. The nade, though, quite shallow to do any damage there in that situation. They go for the pop flash to try and sneak their way in mid. Remy, though, finds Famous, and this is an opening here now over towards the A-bomb site. Now Famous isn't there to support, and Kai's is left alone, and they have to know that this A-bomb site is completely exposed. Here we have it, though. Solo in position, waiting for his teammates to rotate over, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're slowly rotating over towards A here, but they're actually going to try and shove their way up mid. They know that they always have one player rotating quickly over that global risk wall, but now the pressure is going to continue, but this time it's going to be a full flank strategy as well. Coda going to go for the fake here towards this B bomb site. Great timing. He's going to keep Superman from the rotation, forces Brando down into the B bomb site, and it's just Kai's and Rek to try and hold off this push. Rek goes down. It's Kai's all alone. The site is theirs. Coda goes down, but it's not going to matter. It's a 4-on-2. Superman and Brando getting sold by that fake completely. Coda doing that at the perfect time, and now it's Superman. He's going to have to be the hero of the day here. Otherwise, it's going to be a 3-0 first half in overtime for the boys on Mindplay, bringing this one to a huge lead in overtime. Superman, though, he's definitely someone who can isolate these players quickly, but he knows he has to get an A-top pick, but it's not going to matter. The double peak comes through from A-top and Remy. Michaeldrk secures the trade, and that is a uncontested blacklist half in overtime on Port against Carbon, something I've rarely seen.
Yeah, that's... especially because this is the blacklist side. This is the harder side to win on, and they 3-0 swept in the OT. That's unheard of. That doesn't happen on on Port. That doesn't happen against Carbon. They're a powerhouse team, especially in high-pressure situations. We saw them completely flip the script last week against Get Bricks. Not once, but twice in overtime. And here they are. They just got out completely positioned and played by Mindplay. This really makes the beg you think about the question: is Mindplay the new top team for NA, or are they only good against the NA teams? Can they not contend against the EU powerhouses like Carbon can?
And that's really what may separate these two teams. Mindplay having a strong presence against NA, but Carbon, they took down Penta already, which gave them a huge buffer, but that could all be lost now by falling to Mindplay here in this matchup. But keep in mind, though, guys, we're still in map number 1 here. There's another map for Carbon to bounce back on, and I believe this was Mindplay's pick for Ports, so Carbon, they could have something up their sleeve in map number 2 for us, but right now, Mindplay, this is match point for them on map number 1. We'll see if they can make it happen. There's going to be some presence in mid early on. Carbon, though, they have to be careful. One false move, and the map has fallen away from them and into the hands of Mindplay. Superman is going to try and get this presence in mid, but Solo has already taken down Rek, and the beginning of the end could be near for Carbon here on this first map. The potential 4-0 overtime is very real. Solo finds another from A connector. This could be it. Famous and Rek already down and out. The remaining 3 players of Carbon have to make a big play now. Brando gets the running Colt shot, though. Now, some hope will remain alive as Solo goes down, but Solo, he was only 1 hit away from death anyways, and he's already done his job. He gets the opening 2 picks for his team. Now his team just has to hold on with the man advantage. Kai's doesn't have the AK this time as well, so there should be a great opportunity for this match to come to a close on map number 1 here. And now AYRIN takes down Brando. This could be it. Carbon about to crumble under the pressure here in overtime, but Superman, he finds one, and Kai's, he has to find his way to this one with his team. Superman, he's going to go down. It's all on Kai's. 1v3 or bust here, or it's map number 1 going to Mindplay. A huge statement from them to start off this best of 2 split, but Kai's, he still has done some incredible things in the past. Now, more than ever, if he's going to flip the switch and make something happen, this needs to be his moment. Michaeldrk, though, still playing on A-top, and we may see the challenge come out. He's got 30 seconds. He knows he has to commit to a site quickly. Michaeldrk may have spotted him there on the edge of the smoke as well. Michaeldrk definitely spots him there now. Kai's goes for the shot, misses. That should be it. And here comes the collapse. AYRIN just finishes this one off, and that is going to be an uncontested overtime falling into the hands of Mindplay, and that could just completely shatter the morale of Carbon going into map number 2.